No.
It's not about
Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with coaching a single mom or two at the beginning.
That ain't how I rock. When I coach the kids, I coach the kids, but I do it for the YMCA. I don't do none of that mixing and matching with moms and all that stuff, bro.
I think that you're a good person.
So do we have any solutions
I think
for
that
the
you're
women?
a good person. But I don't think that it's possible to convince a woman not to have a child out of wedlock.
Yeah.
I'm not about to fucking chase around a bunch of badass kids, bro. That ain't mine.
Yeah.
I don't know these niggas. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. That's their daddy problem. That's not my problem. Do I think that dudes like you are a good person? Absolutely. I think that you exercise in futility though, because ain't no way that you're gonna convince a young dude to do something different, and then he still got to go home and deal with his environment and the environment that his mama and his father created. I'm sorry, give me a second, Dalen. You don't know no better. I got you though, baby. I'm gonna let you rock. You can't save these women from themselves. I believe that they have to suffer. There has to be a generation of women that has to suffer, and they have to suffer greatly.
Oh man!
The one thing that we know is that even the word of God tells us. Listen, one of the biggest one of the biggest things that the children of Israel. A lot of y'all need to go and reread that story. For those of y'all that believe, none of them made it to the promised land. He did away with that entire group of people. Yes, he did. He did away with the entire group of original people that he freed. None of them made it to the promised land. One of them, yes, all of them had. What the fuck was happening? Now, I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm not saying that grace can't be given. But the best that we can do personally is that we have to be the example, but we don't have the capacity or the ability to save.
To try to be mentors and stepfathers for kids who don't have their own fathers. We cannot fix the issue by forcing men to become stepfathers or try to play mentors to kids who don't have their fathers, right? That will never solve the issue. Yeah, just because we have 1,000 mentors to kids who don't have their fathers doesn't mean women are going to stop having kids out of wedlock. Doesn't mean it's going to stop forcing women to have kids with multiple baby daddies, right? For me, if it was up to me, the solution would be there should be a law that if a woman gets a baby, gets pregnant, and gives birth to a baby, and she's not married to the man, they both have to pay a fine for the 18 years of that kid. That would incentivize more people to think twice before they have a baby if they're not married. Honestly.
Only thing that we can do is get the beam out of it. This is my personal opinion. Y'all may have a difference of opinion. We can only get the beam out of our own eye. The first step that we need to do is live it ourselves. We have to be the example that we want other people to be. They gonna have to find it. God is the person that brings them out of it. He reveals it. We just have to be the example in the light. So I believe in getting the beam out of your own eye. I believe in taking care of your own family. I also believe that you have to have some level of contribution and giving back. You know what I'm saying? That don't have to be your whole purpose, but you definitely can give back in some form. Some people do it through money. Some people do it with their time. You have to have some form of, I call it tithing. Tithing can be in a lot of different ways, and it's a lot of ways that people go about contributing into society.
That's church, right?
But we cannot have this on our conscience, like it's our responsibility to save the world. It will kill you. It will destroy you. You will think that you are doing something good, and then somebody will burn you and break your heart. Then it'll turn you evil. It'll turn your heart cold. So you're gonna have to start balancing it out. And I'm not speaking to you based off of an ideal circumstance. I'm trying to give you wisdom. Wisdom says that you have to pick and choose your battles, that you have to figure out where you can make a difference and when you can't. And where you can't, you got to pull back, and you got to understand that some people are destined to die. Some people are destined to die off. Some people are built to be on this earth, to be the demons, to balance out the people that are the angels. I'm just telling you the truth. And so my biggest thing is, and I know that I haven't said this in a long time, but man, fuck them kids, bro.
No, come on.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them
No.
kids.
Responsibility. I say that.
Fuck them
Yes,
kids.
you can.
No, I'm not taking. I don't play another man's save game. I'm not taking care of another nigga's kids.
It is.
It's a form of
Y'all just made it all
But
about
He's right, because if those kids out there, if those kids had their own fathers in the house, men wouldn't have to be stepfathers. Men wouldn't have to be mentors, right? Men wouldn't have to go take care of try to be the captain, save you know what to these single mothers' kids, right? So we should preach for people to stay together in a marriage. Man and woman, stay together, take care of your kids, right? Teach them better. Rather than let's have kids out here and let's hope that other men will come in to save the day. Like it's not working clearly, right? So we cannot focus and depend on other people to raise other people's kids. We need to take responsibility for our own kids. That's the only way the shit is going to get better.
Children.
But to answer,
One mic.
One mic.
You're not talking to a person that's just talking it. You're talking to a person that has done it. I've taken young dudes into my own house.
Why?
Because I thought that it was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
But it wasn't.
You picked the wrong little nigga.
No, I didn't pick the wrong little nigga.
The little niggas.
No. The little niggas' mamas picked the wrong daddy to have a kid with.
Facts.
Listen. I don't listen to women. Even
Yo, Anton, what
I
exactly?
love the fact that women give their perspective, and I like the contrast. I personally don't listen to women. I
agree with that.
Talk about what a woman says.
Yeah.
I know what's right and what's wrong, and I know God has taught me through experience that you can't save nobody. You can only be the example.
We can save the children if you come
No.
doing a single.
You gotta let everybody. You gotta let it.
Yeah.
We can't keep saving the kids and then people just keep making more kids. You know what I mean? Because think about it. If we don't hold people who have kids out of wedlock responsible, and then there are programs that help these kids, people are just going to keep making more kids without getting married. If there are no consequences. Like I said, imagine they put a tax. If a man and woman make a baby and they're not married, they're going to pay a certain tax for the 18 years of that kid. Guess what? Most people are going to stop having babies if they're not married. We need to put consequences. Otherwise, if we focus on helping the kids rather than holding the man and woman who had sex and made a baby responsible, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's what's going on right now. There's so many programs out here to help single mothers' kids, to help kids who don't have both parents, to help kids whose parents are in jail. There's so many programs like that. But guess what? That hasn't stopped people from having babies out of wedlock.
Not all kids can be saved.
One generation.
You don't know that, Mike, unless you.
Dalen, you just proved it. You just proved it. You just proved it by saying you picked the wrong kid.
You know why we help
One
people?
mic, y'all.
All right, let me really get into this. I was trying to be nice. You know why we help people? We help people to make ourselves feel good.
It's the most selfish act you can ever do.
We don't help people because we want them to win. Most of the time when we help other people, like through some act of charity, when people go out during the holiday season and Thanksgiving and they do volunteer work, they don't do it because they actually want people to win, because it will take a lot bigger commitment. Most people do it because they want to feel good about themselves.
Validation and ego, yeah.
That's why they do it.
And film it.
So, and I'm not saying everybody, because when you do a labor of love, you have to see it through. You can't just bring them in and then you got to let them go. It makes it even worse. You do it even worse. You do a worse disservice for people.
Making a TikTok video.
So I don't give a fuck if who agree and who don't agree. But my point is this, is that there has to be, I used to say one generation of people, there has to be at least 2 generations of people that got to die off.
You bugging, man.
There has to be, listen. There has to be like an erasing of
Thanos.
2 generations of people's toxic thinking and behavior that has been infected because all we're doing right now is passing down generational curses. You can't fix a problem. You have to literally kill it off.
You right, Anton, but you too harsh with that shit, man.
Oh man.
He's being honest.
Oh, you right.
You know, all right,
Bleeding heart.
Being honest.
all right,
I don't think
let's
he's
go-
saying how it
let's
should be.
go
I
back
think he's
to
saying
it.
how it is.
Do you
I'm
know?
not
Do you know
wrong.
why? Do you
Too
know why
harsh.
God? You know why God flooded the earth instead
I
of fixing
know,
people?
I know.
Why didn't He fix people? Why did He just flood the earth?
Because it was all
Went
of
to
them
the
was
root
bad.
cause,
It was
to the
just,
root
they had
of the
to go.
problem.
But he
He
said he would
couldn't
never do it
find
again.
Sodom
one
and
single
Gomorrah.
person.
Sodom
He
and
couldn't
Gomorrah.
Why did God
Flood
destroy
the
whole?
earth.
One mic, y'all. One mic.
He destroyed whole cities. He flooded the whole earth. He didn't go and fix people. He killed it off.
Mhm.
Yep.
Why?
Because they was all evil.
Yeah.
No, let's start
They was
anew.
evil.
They
Let's
was
start
evil.
anew.
I'm
There
not
was too
saying
much
nothing
evil
that's.
on this
I'm not
earth.
saying nothing that's crazy. Y'all just refuse to accept it
Mhm.
because
It's
you don't want to
feelings.
deal with the reality of what we facing right now. All we own is a pathway to destruction, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
So what's gonna happen to you?
What do you mean? I'm going to heaven.
How you know? If we all go, how they gonna separate
I don't
us?
know what y'all doing. I know I'm going to heaven.
Selfish bastard.
I was saying,
and you know what?
I was
Going
saying,
to heaven.
You
one
selfish.
mic, y'all.
Going to heaven
You
is
selfish.
a form of selfishness. You know why?
Oh, don't be-
Because salvation is individual. It's not a group
Mhm.
activity. It's an individual activity.
Yeah,
but you
basically,
gotta-
in the way I understand it, basically you choose to do right when everyone is doing evil. Even if even if the evil is, sometimes fun. But what he's saying really is that, and which I believe, we can have all these conversations, but at the end of the day, if we don't go back to the roots, to the foundation of having a mom and father in the house to raise kids to be better people, and then we're trying to force other people to come in and play stepfather, play stepmother, and then we're trying to focus on other people outside the house to come and try to be the father and the mother to these kids, it's never going to change until we fix the root of the problem, which means people should stop having babies if they're not married. Until we fix that, it's going to take generations. It's going to take maybe 1,000 years because it's going to be a cycle, right? Because the chances of a boy and a girl growing up to both be single parents is very high if they come from a household where they didn't see the marriage between a mom and dad. They're going to do the same thing that the dad did and the mother did because they're like, oh, that's how I grew up. That means it's right. If my mother had 5 baby daddies, I can have 2. I can have 3. I mean, my mother did it. You know what I mean? It's the same cycle. That's the curse, the generational curse being passed on from generation to generation.